to change the ordinances, the enabling ordinances for the planning and the HDC commissions, so that the applications for commissioners goes to the city clerk, who disseminates all that information to all of the city council members and the mayor, and any one of us can nominate somebody for the mayor to appoint with our approval. That's my motion.
Mr. DeVito? Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Now, discussion, Mr. DeVito.
Well, I don't follow the logic in that maybe it's just a story about an unethical mayor, because every nomination has to be approved by the council. So if there's an implication of impropriety, it would rest with the council and not the mayor, because it's the council who approves, not the mayor. So I just disagree with my colleague.
Mr. Raphael?
I think the point is all applications don't make it to us. You know, he pretty much chooses the ones that he wants us to vote on or approve.
Mr. DeVito?
And we have the ability to approve or to not approve, and either the seat goes vacant or we approve the nomination. So, you know, I've not seen an issue where we can't fill the commissions. We've been able to do that, and it's not, there may be those rare occasions where we don't agree with the mayor's appointment, and in that case we can turn that nomination down until a nomination from the mayor meets our approval, and then we appoint that person.
Ms. Ballance?
Okay. First of all, on planning we have position 6 and position 1 open. On parks we have position 5. On HDC we have position 4. So we're not able to fill all the positions all the time. I know that I know you all think I'm probably talking about one certain person who has applied for one certain commission position and has not been brought forward. But it has come to my attention, and I am full aware that there have been people who have applied for other commissions that are supremely qualified, who are extremely intelligent, and who are very well educated. And these people have not been brought forward. I don't know why. Maybe there's a very good reason. But I think I'm going to say again, when I'm mayor, do you want me to be the only one who brings forward nominations, or do you want to have a choice to bring forward nominations too? Do you want me to be the one that says who you're allowed to vote on and who you're not? Do you want me to be the only one who can bring forward nominations, or would you think it would be more healthy and more democratic if the whole table was able to bring forward nominations to vote on, to approve or not approve as we choose? I'm asking you to look at this. I'm asking you, here we are right now. I'm asking you to turn it over and look at it the other way. We know our mayor is the most wonderful mayor that could ever be, but he's not going to be the mayor forever. Someday we're going to get somebody else. If it's me, do you want me to have that same privilege, that same power that he has? I'm asking you, when I'm mayor, do you want me to have the same power that he has right now? Is that healthy? Do you think that's democratic? Oh, I'm asking you.
Yes, sir.
I seconded this for discussion, and part of the reason I did was there was another question that I would like addressed, but after some of this was mentioned, and I don't think it would necessarily even take changing any ordinance. I had this happen whenever I was sitting on planning commission. I kept getting a phone call, how come my application isn't going before the mayor? And I found out that there was a conflict of interest. Maybe something that could be done is on the and this is just a suggestion, people could or could not do it, to copy council members on it. I told our commissioners for that particular commission. I told this person, I said, resubmit your application again, send me a copy of it. I will try to find out the answer. I don't think we necessarily need to take any authority or change codes or whatever, because it ultimately is controlled at this table, who sits and who doesn't. But the first part would be of concern in some cases. But I think if somebody wants to be on a commission bad enough, I think that if someone approached me and said, could you please find out why I've not been nominated, I think, and I might try to be as open-minded as I could about it. If nothing else, I would approach the mayor and say, can you tell me why you aren't nominating so-and-so? But until such time that there's either a change in the application process that says forward it to the mayor's office and council members, or copies go to the city clerk or whatever, it doesn't change who's nominating them. It just makes the awareness of who's shown an interest out there as far as being on a commission.
Mr. Amina.
Well, I think Mr. Pownall makes a good point in that oftentimes people who ask to sit on or who volunteer to sit on commissions don't lobby council members for support, and rather than changing the way we've been doing business in the city all these years, and it's only recently that we've had some vacancies. We were lucky enough to get all these positions filled. It's only recently that we've lost some of the members, and there are just not a lot of people lining up to fill these commissions. That's probably the main reason why there's some vacancies.
Ms. Ballance.
Well, while I hear you gentlemen saying that it's handled at this table, the fact is that there are nominations that are not being brought forward. When our mayor was running for office, he promised at the debates that he would bring forward every application. I guess he meant that he would just tell us about it and not nominate everybody. But in fact, there is a bottleneck. There's a bottleneck there. There's one person who's looking over all these applications and saying, yes, 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 no, yes, 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 no. I'll personalize this a little bit. I sat on the Planning Commission a few years ago. While I sat on the Planning Commission, I attended seminars. I tried to do my studies. I was on the Planning Commission for 2 years. While I was on the Planning Commission, I was so serious about taking city business serious that I played in the park for the CAPC all summer, both of those summers. And both of those summers, I donated every single penny I made to the library, to the Flint Street Food Bank, to 501(c)(3)s and charity organizations around this town. Every single penny I made, which was fairly substantial those 2 summers. That aside, when my term was up, I came in front of the city council and presented myself to fill that position again. And the mayor at that time told me that I had to submit an application. So I said, okay, I'd be happy to. So I went home and I filled out another application and I turned it in, and she flat refused to consider it for strictly political reasons. Now, if we're stacking the commissions with people that always agree with one another because they don't want to hear from other people, they don't want to have other people's opinions, they don't want to consider other people's opinions, it's just easier for them to just leave those other people out that don't agree, because then the meetings go a lot smoother and one side gets their way every single time. Now, turn that around. When I'm the mayor, do you want me to stack the commissions like that? Do you want me to say, okay, here's the people you can nominate, here's the people I nominate, and you can't nominate anybody else, you have to vote on these people, and that's the only people you get to vote on? Because it's not healthy for everybody on commissions to be agreeing all the time just to make the meetings go faster, or just so somebody's agenda can get pushed through every time, or just because you're partisan, or just because you don't like somebody. That's not healthy. I'm saying it's not getting handled at this table. There are applications coming through that we never see. Some of those applications are very qualified people. Sometimes they might disagree with things that we feel very strongly about, but it's in some ways, in a democracy, even in a representative democracy, it's healthy to have more ideas than just rubber stamp yes ma'am committee all the time. So I'm saying I really think it would be healthy for us to look at our procedure for appointing commission vacancies, and state law does not say that the mayor has to nominate it. Mr. Schoen assures me that it's not the mayor's strictly given power from the state to be able to nominate people. It would be more healthy for all of us to have an opportunity to nominate people. And then for the council to approve or not approve, and then the mayor can appoint whomever gets approved. He gets a vote.
I'll call the question.
Mr. Pownall, go ahead.
We have to vote on that first.
On the
No, we
question?
don't.
Huh? Yes, I guess we have to.
Did he get a second? Do we have to have a
I'll
second?
second.
Okay.
All right. The motion is to change the procedure for appointing commissioner vacancies.
No.
No, it's in debate.
To end discussion, okay. Okay, I was still stuck on yellow. All in favor of the end discussion?
That's got to be a roll call.
Roll call vote? Okay. I didn't think we could call a question at the end discussion.
Yeah, that's what it does.
That's why we vote on it, because not one person can just shut it down.
Mr. Raphael?
Yes.
Mr. Pownall?
No.
Ms. Ballance?
No.
Dr. Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. DeVito?
Yes.
We got
4 yeses, 2 noes.
end discussion.
What's the motion? Or is there a motion?
Yes, there is a
She
motion.
made a motion. I don't think she got a second on it, though.
Yes,
I
there was a
believe I
second.
did. That's why we
Was there a second?
discussed.
Ms. Balance moved to change the regulations for planning in HDC so apps go to the city clerk for everyone to review. The mayor could appoint with council's approval. Mr. Raphael seconded.
Repeat that, please.
Ms. Balance moved to change planning in HDC regs so apps go to the city clerk for everyone to review. The mayor could appoint with the council's approval. Did I
I
misunderstand?
think I had something in there that anybody could nominate. That's what was my intent.
That was
Because the
said a little bit later, and perhaps I misunderstood. May I alter it to what the intent was?
If she's going to withdraw and redo her motion so that you have it clarified. And I think, for clarification, this would not be a vote to actually put that procedure in place, because that's going to take an ordinance.
Right,
So
exactly.
I don't think the motion's correctly stated because it doesn't have the.
I'd like to look back at the tape.
Move to defer this to the next meeting.
Second.
Motion to defer to the next meeting.
Motion second.
Okay. All right, we'll have to withdraw that. We were working on a motion in a second. She wants to look at the tape.
So you withdrawing the motion?
Do you have to withdraw the motion, look at the tape? It's my understanding.
I will
now. I want to
withdraw
make sure
my
I'm right
motion.
on this ethically. So,
I withdrew my motion.
I was my second.
And
Thank you.
your motion?
all right. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That was to defer it to the next meeting, correct?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The motion is deferred to the next meeting. Last item under unfinished business, or new business, is discussion of the grant process. Ms. Ballance and Mr. Raphael.
Move to discuss.
Made and seconded. The floor is open. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to understand the grant process a little better. I'd like to understand who is writing the grants, who is directing the grant writer to write the grants, I would like to know when grants are being written, if they need approval by this table, why those aren't brought to the table at the time the grants are being considered, to see if there's any interest at the table to carry out that, for somebody to go to the trouble to write the grant, because there may or may not be enough support to pass whatever resolutions or whatever. I'd just like to understand a little better how the grant process is happening, and
My suggestion would be to go down and talk to Glenna.
Glenna is in charge of the grants.
Glenna seeks most of our grants.
Okay, and who instructs her as far as to which grants to?
She goes by state law.
She goes by
whatever the grant requires.
Who instructs her?
By whomever the entity is that issues the grant.
Who instructs her which grants to pursue?
She pursues all of them if she can find one that fits the city. There's criteria that she has to meet.
I will go speak with her.
Yeah. Any further? Mr. Pownall, do you have anything? Mr. Raphael, you were the second. You were the second sponsor. Do you have anything?
No, I was just surprised. I had talked to Glenna and asked if she pursued any infrastructure grants, and she said, "Oh, we don't do that. Public Works takes care of their own."
More times than not, that's correct. Yes, sir.
Elaine, and I think maybe she ought to work on that. Maybe she ought to be directed in that direction. We have a pretty big need for lots of money.
I'll check on that one. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Are we done with
Is this
that?
grants?
No. This is a question about why infrastructure was not on this agenda when we voted to have it on this agenda.
I took it off.
Oh, you did?
Yes, ma'am, we do. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
Just start another.
Moving right along.
Okay, so there's no motion for the table, so this is just discussion on the grant. Okay. Now, agenda setting is next on the item. Any items? Yes, ma'am.
Since we're out of compliance with 1452-201, and I've been trying to talk about this for darn near the whole year, and I'm getting ready to contact the Ethics Committee if we can't move forward on this, I would like to add a discussion of 1452-201, subordinate
is?
police officers.
Subordinate police officers. And what matter before the Ethics Committee are you referring to?
Being out of compliance with state statute. I've been directed to contact the Ethics Committee if we can't get off center with this.
Council keeps moving it or changing it or taking it off, so.
It's not my fault.
Anybody else?
I have a
Mr.
question.
Raphael.
I have an ordinance to establish it. Was that just put in there for consent?
Somebody deferred it at this time. We got it deferred till next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, nothing else on the agenda setting? Before we make council comments, I need to tell y'all that I am hiring a gentleman to take the finance director's job. He'll start Monday, 8 o'clock. He is a 20-plus year CPA. Cool. He starts Monday.
I move to go into executive session.
Is there a second? No second? Motion failed. Yes, ma'am.
You're allowed to hire with the approval of the city council. We have not approved it, so I suggest you might not hire him yet.
Well, he's hired.
The council has not approved it.
Nobody wants to go into executive session and talk about it, so
Well, then how can we approve it?
you don't have to approve it.
We don't have
I
have
believe
that
we do,
option.
according to state law.
Well, we can't discuss it now because it's a personnel matter. Is that correct, Mr. Weaver?
Well, as long as I'm going to be talking to the Ethics Commission anyway, I guess you
Why
might as
don't
well
you
add
just
another
do
thing.
that, okay? Bring them up here. I'll
I'm
sit
ready
them in my
to.
office and talk to them.
I've also let them know that you said
Time
it's
to go.
okay because you know all the judges.
Point of
Point of
order.
order.
Yes, sir. Point of order well taken. Yes, sir.
I'd like to remind everybody to come out and participate and observe the November 11th Veterans Day Parade.
Yes, sir.
And as a point of clarification, which didn't used to exist until I guess sometime in the last year or less, there are 2 American Legion posts in the area. The one Ms. Glaive referred to tonight is the actual Eureka Springs one. There are other activities going on in Holiday Island, like she said. I believe they're having a golf tournament at the 9-hole golf course, games, all that good stuff. And to be followed up, I think there's also free admission at the Pine Mountain Theater for veterans on Friday night. And it's going to be a full day. Hope everybody enjoys it.
Mr. Barry? Vito?
Well, I'd like to thank whoever made it possible for the city to have one of the best Octobers in a lot of people's memories.
That was me.
I just talked to a lot of people around town, and everybody's just tickled to death the way October turned out. So whatever the powers that were, thank you very much.
Mr. Raphael? Doc?
No.
Ms. Balance?
I'll get back to you later. Thank you.
Back to the public. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. All right, I have a list of stuff going on. November the 3rd through the 5th is the 64th Annual Ozark Folk Festival. November the 5th, Antique and Craft Show at Pine Mountain Village. November the 11th through the 13th, Healing Path Expo. I don't know where that one's at. You know?
It's on the city's website.
Okay, city website. November the 11th is Veterans Day Parade. November the 11th and 13th, Food and Wine Weekend. November the 12th, the second Saturday Gallery Stroll. November the 18th through the 20th is 23rd Annual Fall Antique Show and Sale. November the 25th through the 26th is ESSA, the Eureka Springs School of Art, Winterfest at End of the Ozarks. November the 25th through December the 25th, Lighted Christmas Village Display at End of the Ozarks. November the 25th, Santa in the Parks at 5 to 7 p.m. in Basin Park. November the 26th through December the 24th is Candyland Christmas in the Village. November the 26th, Photos with Santa at Basin Park, 1 to 3 p.m. November the 26th, Lighting of the Village, Pine Mountain Village, 5 through 7. City offices will be closed November the 11th, Veterans Day, and November the 24th and 25th, Thanksgiving. Thank you very much.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Made a motion. We are adjourned.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, all opposed. Yeah, okay.